my responsibilities involved everything which is kind of comes under emerging technologies. And in this vertical, we primarily focus on blockchain, IoT, hyper automation, and AI/ML vertical. So this is how we define our vertical offering for this digital transformation. So we don't believe that any of these technologies can be treated in isolation. So we have a end-to-end view of automating or transforming everything. So that's the reason we feel that hyper automation, with the help of this emerging technologies like AI/ML and blockchain, IoT, depending on the business cases, is going to play a larger role in the industry of transformation. From the background, I have joined EXL. I have joined here from EXL, working there. I've worked there for the last 7 years, and I have done transformation projects specifically from the consulting side, both for life and annuity and property and casualty insurance. So I was there for when I was there. I actually worked in various profiles in these 7 years. After joining Techneplus, I joined them because of their philosophy of giving IT services to the next level. Our objective is to become a niche offering provider in this particular vertical of digital transformation. We see that there is a void in the industry when you talk about the specifics in terms of very specialized focus operation. There are large players in the industry, large IT companies, but if you talk about that, whether that focus is there in terms of consulting, I don't see that as an option. So you can have your consulting and implementation partner, but probably the mindset which other organizations are carry is purely delivery centric. But however, we focused kind of a consult to operate model where we have our own framework. We're calling it as Infinity X Plus framework. That is an advantage for our customers. We have kind of seen that framework getting successful in various domains. Before actually launching that and trademarking that, we tried to use that as a pilot in 20 plus projects. And at the same time, we were very keen in observing what if we apply our proprietary framework in some accounts, and what if we don't apply our framework. And we have done a kind of benchmarking study of our own framework, and eventually what we came out is a very interesting finding, that people say that digital transformation is a buzz. If you don't go with it, you are going to be left out, and if you go with it, probably you won't get the return also. So it's a heavy investment also at the same time. So that's keeping that pain point and apprehensions of people in mind. What we thought of, why not we let's test our own hypothesis of what we think as a digital transformation. Let's test it first before we actually go out in market and start preaching people, okay, do it in this way. Nobody's going to play it, because there are big players who are saying it, and people can say that, okay, we are working with such big names, and we have not tested that success. How you are so sure that it is going to work for us? So with that logic in mind, we have actually benchmarked it, and the result were superb. I can say 93% of the times wherever we have applied this Infinity X Plus framework, shown the committed number is, we realize the committed number or cross that. So that's the kind of confidence we developed with this particular framework. Now, interestingly, what we have seen is that if we go to organizations, so they used to call that, okay, we are looking for an automation partner. So we are here for business, so we will never say no. But that is something which is not stopping us to use our transformation lenses on their processes or on their business areas. And eventually what we have noticed that our end-to-end transformation view, we call it transformation over automation. So end-to-end view of transformation is going to help us a lot. And in this field, what we have seen that automation anywhere is something is playing a very vital and key role in our philosophy of transformation, because they have an end-to-end product offering which actually caters at least 3 of the 6 major areas. So be it the integration level, you get a suite-like product, you are getting a good OCR-driven product, which is kind of digitization is a bottleneck. Anywhere, wherever there are automation projects where people are eyeing to automate, they say that, okay, my documents are not standard, it's not getting digitized. So that space also, automation anywhere, is coming up very strongly. And I would say that the biggest of the bottleneck, which was digitization earlier, is kind of going away. So I feel that this digital transformation area is going to stay there long. It has just started, and it will grow from here for sure. More and more advanced technologies are coming up. Even interestingly, in this GITEX, we are seeing that people are reaching to us from the real estate industries, where they are kind of validating apartment guidelines, or real estate project guidelines. And they said that for an architect, using that 2D images to generate insight whether it is compliant with the local guidelines or not is a big headache. It takes around a month time for them to do that. And one gentleman, he actually sat with us discussing that, can automation help this particular problem, help us with this particular problem to solve it. So the approach we suggested them, they really liked that. They said, okay, let's do it after the GITEX, let's connect. So I think that's the level of attachment people are having with this newest technologies. They want to explore it, but they need a right partner who is kind of beyond a vendor approach. They should partner both the side of success and failure. They should own it. They should work like a company. And I think we as a Techneplus, along with Automation Anywhere as a partner, fits in that place very aptly. I think it's probably the primary would be, I would say, is a wrong use case selection, because everything is not, it's not one shoes fit for all kind of approach. So I have seen area where you actually don't need AI ML kind of element, but still you are trying to use that. In one of my areas, in client areas, where we took it over from somebody else, and interestingly there was a use case, I'll quote this as an example, where they were using Amazon Lex as a product in the chatbot, and the ask was definitely not something related to NLP or NLU, where you need that AI ML model, expensive services, and the cost of that service for that particular project was 2 million. 2 million for that transaction of using that AI ML product. When we analyze their use case, we said that it's a clear case where you can have your own library, because you are not looking for any information which is dynamic in nature, which requires human interpretation of large sentences. People can type anything. It's not. It's a very directed approach which you have taken in your at first place in your chatbot implementation. Why you are using Amazon Lex that then? So we actually eliminated that. We created a database, a DB library for their own, and it's solving their more than 90% of the queries. So, and their 2 million investment is just straight away saved off. So that's one thing. People say that we are not getting ROI. It's not, technology is not successful. Technology is doing what it is supposed to do. But if you say investment versus ROI, that is where it is failing. People say that 50-70% of the cases they are not. And the second aspect is what I feel is the timeline. People say that, okay, it is getting sold off like a magic wand. You snap your finger and you have your product ready. But it is not that easy, because from technology standpoint, it is not only that you have to deliver that technology, it is more you need to understand their business first. And that part is where where I say that our consultative approach plays a very interesting role, that we actually understand their business first. And we have done projects where after analyzing everything, we said that it's not a technology problem. In spite of being a technology company, we could have advised them differently, that okay, you can do this and that, but we have just said that it's a pure re-engineering kind of effort. You do this, you use your existing product differently, probably that will solve more than 80% of your situation. Why you would want to invest in something else which you don't need it actually? So that level of approach. So it's more of how I think the expectation which end customer is having. If I have invested in Automation Anywhere, I need my bots in every third week. I need a new bot. In real world problem, that is definitely not a reality. If you think of having a digital workforce kind of situation where 150 bots are working round the clock for you, you need to have a framework ready, a scalable framework where you have that flexibility in the design element, where you can on and off any bot frequently, and as and when you need to, you can change that. So this expectation is something which is kind of deciding that success and failing aspect. In my opinion, I feel that you pick the right case, consider right design framework before you implement anything or before you recommending anything. Understand the business first before you actually start doing anything, start developing anything. So that's how I feel that it's just a wrong start for them who say that it's not work for them. Probably They can re-strategize their investment, look for right partners, do a reassessment. The tools are effective. You just need to have right people working for you. See, if I say from an organization standpoint, I would say that it's easy to work with BFSI world. They are more open. They started this journey back in 2014, 15 types, so they are kind of used to it. So they, although they might not have tested that huge success, but still their acceptance to this new technology is means better in comparison to other verticals. But digital transformation or any emerging technologies are focused or designed in a way that it is for all. If you say that NLP, you have Alexa like devices in every other houses, so which means it's a technology which is for all. You need to embrace it. You need to have that mindset that I need this. Say you take the container industry example. It's all manual. Now with the advancement of computer vision as a technology, you can do a lot with that. Your containers are moving, whether it is damaged, you don't need manual inspection. And that is, at times there's a possibility of biasness or recklessness that which may go differently, but computer using a technology, you can make it more systematic, governance driven. So that way it's for all. Whether you it's all, you need is a mindset to embrace it.